is the nation of Edom.
Edom, yeah. Where they have a precept, bro. Bring it over.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort.
Yeah, so the valley of the shadow of death, man, America, man. Mainly the West, man, but mainly America that to talk about. You know what I mean? The valley of the shadow of death now, where, hey, at any given time, man, we're surrounded by death, man. Any given time, anything can happen, but through the grace of Yahweh Shai, man, hey, the Most High protect us, man. The valley of the shadow of death, and niggas, I telling a dude, the eye shall be evil towards your brother, man. The eating them, I pray. This a faggot to run around, man. The whole confusion, man. You have to watch your water, where you drink, watch your diet. Everything like a strictly prison camp, man. A prison dead camp, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Come from the food you eat, the air you breathe. The food you eat is death. The air you breathe is death. The woman you deal with is death. You know what I mean? The job that you work in is death. So everything in this, it's like the brother was saying, specifically here in America, man. Babylon the Great is death, man. It's death all around, man. The society just pushes death, man. Especially upon the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Abortion, you know what I mean? You have Jake killing Jake. You have Esau killing Jake. So there's death all around, man. You can't escape it without that protection, without that hedge of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. And ultimately, that death is going to be what? That nuclear destruction, man. Understand that? You can't escape. Ain't no escaping that without Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, so this man is as death, man, because death surround the whole earth, man. You know what I mean? Death surround the whole planet where who to be blamed? The so-called white man, you know what I mean? His army is dead, everything about him is dead. Bring it all down.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yet also, because he transgresseth by wine.
Yeah, he transgresseth by wine, man. He broke all of the laws of the Most High, man. You know, keep nothing, do for him own thing, philosophy, man, you know, which the white man is a strictly devil, man. The white man set up all of this evil and wickedness, man. And him, like Apostle Gabar said, man, everything for blame him, man. Him, the earth was given in the hands of him, man, and him control every laws, everything now where a Negro starting our people, the world, the whole nation, man. And him control the whole monetary system, man. You know what I mean? So this money is as debt, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's some of those philosophies? He brings his democracy, he brings his religion,
politician, yeah, everything, man.
You know?
Central, him own monetary system, everything, man.
That's right, bro. It says, by wine, he is a proud man. You go to that?
Yeah, he's a proud man. So, hey, man, all of that what him do, man, him still think him gonna last, man. Transsexual, all of that what him do. All of them things the way him set up, man, on the earth, man. Him still thinks, hey, listen, him have more to go. This money vision is 2030, 2050. You know what I mean? In him wickedness, man, him proud, man. Him think him, hey, man, but the most I tell him, Job, the most I got disappointed, man. The most I got disappointed because, hey, this money are proud, man.
Yeah, he's prideful because he doesn't give credit to Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai. Even the heathen nations, even they acknowledge that Yahweh was a true and living God. Even the nations, you know, they acknowledge Yahweh Shai. But the so-called white man, the Edomites, they don't give praise and they don't acknowledge the Heavenly Father to the point where they're going to actually fight against Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. And that's spoken about in 2 Ezra chapter 13.
Yeah, 2 Ezra.
Yeah, kind of like he was going into the pride of the so-called white man, right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Yeah, so them inward thought, that's the houses. And what's the main houses of this money? America, man. You get me? Them streets off and name them colleges, man. Where the black woman can go and get a degree, man. The woman from our nation can go and get a degree for rule over the Israelite man, and be masculine and be a prisoner unto us. You know what I mean? In banking system, in food, in whole land of America, man, in things to listen, man. His sons, you know, JP Morgan, PC Richard, all of them big corporation, them, man. Him thinks to listen, man. His sons are gonna get it and he gonna live on forever, man. America gonna live on forever, you know?
Which all them big corporations, JP Morgan, Bank of America, all of them are Masonic, Freemasonic, Illuminati type, and also all of them at their foundation, they're starting what? The transatlantic slave trade, man. The genocide of the natives, of the indigenous peoples of the Americas, and the genocide and enslavement of you so-called Negroes, West Indians and Asians, man, and also the enslavement of the Northern Kingdom, man. And so the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Kind of where you get America from, America Vespucci, which is a so-called Edomite. Where you get Africa from, Africanus, which is Africanus. Same thing with Asia. Same thing with Colombia, from Columbus, man. And all these lands.
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. You know what I mean? District of Columbia, man. You have Washington, named after George Washington, man. Most of the lands upon the earth right now, man, are named after so-called white people or were named by so-called white people, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the pride of the white man.
Yeah, don't join on with them, hey, man, because women of our nation are being enemy against us, man. You know what I mean? Them look on them, just pass the man of the Lord, man, and I smile with their backs to them. But they, hey, boy, you gonna die with your so-called body white man.
She was smiling at her.
Yeah, them there laugh, man. Yeah, she was like smile with him. Yeah,
What she was smiling at?
no, the apostles them, man, they laugh at her. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Hey, man, this whole system done, man. You know what I mean? Because hey, your white girlfriend or your white boyfriend ain't gonna save you, man. You know what I mean?
1889, they named granted sale in 1889. Washington was named on George Washington. It is the only state named after a president. Sure.
George Washington was a top Freemason, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Top Illuminati man. You know what I mean? So hey, man, like, there you go, man. I Edomite, man, of which all these men are upheld with great pride, man. Like they have that, and I remember one of the 10 brothers from San Francisco was going into it. You have Mount Rushmore, right? Which is in either South Dakota, North Dakota. Is in Lakota, which is the tribe of God. Is in a Lakota so-called holy mountain, man.
It is.
And what Esau did, man, he said, yo, to hell with all of that, we placing our top Edomite men, George Washington and some of them other of those Edomite presidents, as the monuments, man, the top 4 top men, man. So that's Esau, man. He take it and he made his head.
They cover the faces thereof, man, because who on the money system, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no Jake no dep on the money, man. You know, our kingdom, we are going to dep on the face of our money, man. You know what I mean? Hey, this money cover the faces thereof, man. You know, like the brother them bring it out. That's a face is the Caesar Borgia, man. Columbus, man. I watch some documentary, man. Oh, Columbus invaded Jamaica, man. You know what I mean? Them statues still down there, man. Caesar Borgia like a 40-foot statue in Brazil, man. You know what I mean? So him cover the whole faces, man. You know what I mean? I think him also got
It's in South Dakota. Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota. I believe it's in the Black Hills, the Black Hills.
Lakota.
Yeah, the Lakota, the Black Hills. Yep. Man.
This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Yeah, man. So, man, hey, man, don't join in on you join on with the white man, man. He gonna go on punishment with you too, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not saying if brothers have like white girlfriend, man, and you know what I mean? You keep up the white woman, man. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But what? At the end of the day, you think for the kingdom of heaven, man. Because she ain't gonna save you, or he ain't gonna save you, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Mosiah come, the Mosiah is a man, him say have a hit out my Edom, man, throughout the scripture, man. And we at the, hey, that hit now, we at the end of this hit now, eh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? The Mosiah, hey, man, you have rounded and rooted in this. If me, myself, me get a white girl now, man, you know what I mean? But I'm just going to use wisdom, man. I ain't going to tell her she the devil. No, I'm just going to use wisdom. At the end of the day, I see the finish line. Whether or not I have that, or that, the finish line of make it up out of here, man. That's my main priority. You know, if I come across that can save me, you know what I mean? And the white woman is not the mark of the beast, man. The mark of the beast are the RFID chip, man. You know what I mean?
You know, I was holding like because I remember like during I was sitting down in the prologue, this brother's Bible has a prologue for the book of Obadiah, which the prologue was written by scholars, and it's gonna show you these scholars know that Esau, Edom, that Esau and Jacob. I'm gonna read it. This is the book of Obadiah, the prologue. This is the prologue for the book of Obadiah from the brother's Bible. A struggle that began in the womb between twin brothers, Esau and Jacob, eventuates in a struggle between their respective descendants. Showing you that the scholars know that, hey, the descendants of Jacob and Esau are still here, man. And I was going to still be here, man. The Edomites and the Israelites, for the Edomites' stubborn refusal to aid Israel first during the time of the wilderness wandering, and later during a time of invasion, they are wrongly condemned by Obadiah. This little known prophet describes their crimes, tries their case, and pronounces their judgment total destruction. So that's from the scholars, man. Yeah. And this is from the brother Bible, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? From the scholars, man, that they know, man. More than likely Edomite scholars, they know that, hey, Esau and Jacob, man, is at odds, man, and Esau's ultimate destruction is total destruction, man, because that's what the brother Obadiah talks about, man. The total genocide of Esau, Edom, man. You understand? That's the prologue.
Bring it up more, huh? Bring it up, Cap. Yeah, over there,
yeah. See, even though they brought that out, they ain't gonna tell you that they Esau. You know? They're not gonna tell you that they Esau. Because they're Edomites. Get that. Genesis the 20th chapter.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 19. It says, therefore shall it be when Yahweh thy power hath given thee rest from all thy enemies round about in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under the sun, thou shalt not forget it.
So wait a minute, hold on. So Amalek got to be exterminated from the face of the earth. Amalek is one of the descendants of Esau, nation of Edom. So guess what? All white people going to be exterminated from the planet. And that shows you all the way from back then. That's thousands of years ago. The Most High still hold that grudge. Go ahead. Hold to that.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 22. And the children struggled together within her, and her is talking about who Rebecca, which is Isaac, which is Isaac's wife. Yeah, and she went to inquire of the Lord. So she went to ask of the Lord why she's having this tumultuous pregnancy. You understand?
Oh yeah.
And the Lord said unto her, this is the book of Genesis chapter 25, verse 22. And the children struggled together.
The children are talking about Jacob and Esau.
Right. Within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So, Rebecca was pregnant with twins. One was going to be named Jacob, one was going to be named Esau. The twins that she was pregnant with, they were born within the womb. They was fighting within the womb. So she's saying, if it be so, why am I thus? If I'm going to have children, why is this happening? Why are these children fighting in my womb? Right?
And she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her,
be the truth of prophet. Right? Read it out, that 1 Kings 9:9.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So it said 2 nations are in thy womb. Does it mean she has millions of people in her womb fighting? No. 2 nations in her womb meaning she has 2 babies that was going to bring forth 2 nations. They were in her womb fighting. 2 nations are within her womb. What is after that?
2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 men of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Meaning what? There were 2 babies that was going to break forth 2 different nations, and there was going to be 2 men of people. two different types of nations, two different nations. And they was going to be separate. I mean, they wasn't going to be one.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 9. It says, before a time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. For he that is called a prophet was before time called a seer.
So when you would go inquire before the Lord, you would go to a prophet who at one time was called a seer. So when it said she inquired of the Lord, it means she went to a prophet. Go back. Go back to the scripture. Huh? Well, it didn't say Isaac, so we don't know. You know?
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Right.
Verse 24.
And the elder shall serve the younger. Okay? So the elder child was going to serve the younger child. Who was born first? Esau. So Esau was going to serve his brother Jacob. That was talking about in the latter end, meaning when the kingdom of heaven was going to set up. Keep reading.
And when our days to be delivered were fulfilled.
So they went to a prophet. She went to a prophet to inquire the Lord, to see what was going on with her womb. Right?
And when
that's what she was being told, right?
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So the day was going to come for her to give labor to the child, for her to give birth to the child. Behold, it was what?
Behold, there were twins in her womb.
She had twins, right?
Verse 25, and the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
And the first child came out red all over, like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. So the first child that was born was red all over, like a hairy garment, because in the ancient world, they dyed their garments different colors. Okay? They dyed the garments different colors, the same colors the same people do today. Today in the book of Exodus. So the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment. It don't mean he was red and hairy. It means when it came out he was red like a hairy garment. Like how a hairy garment was dyed red, that's how Esau looked. He looked red. He looked like a damn cherry. So when he was born, the baby was red, like pigmentation. Okay? Yo, right? Read it.
Oh, Salaki. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Esau.
And after
Means wasted away. Or wasted away is he. Why was Esau wasted away? Well, we already know it described how he looked physically. So if he was red all over, that means he didn't have pigmentation. He had to have black pigmentation for it to come out looking like that. So why was his name Esau? Because his pigment was wasted away. He didn't have any melanin in his skin. His face was red, his arms were red, his feet was red, his ass was red, his belly was red, his hands was red, his whole body was red all over like a hairy garment. He was red, like a so-called white person. Red.
And after that came his brother.
That's why he got that name, right?
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold at Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
Wait a minute, hold on. I didn't tell you how Jacob looked. Why would the Bible go out, why would the Most High go out of his way to tell you how Esau looked, but not how Jacob looked? Because Jacob had to look like everybody else. If I say, for example, if I say like, yo, what this white dude doing? I'm obviously insinuating that it's one white dude among other people. Right or wrong, right? I'm obviously insinuating that this is one white guy among a group of other people. So if they mentioned how Esau look, he had to be one white person among everyone else. That's what's set apart. It's common sense. That's what's set apart. For example, if the Lord is known as the Savior, that means he has to be the Savior, no one else. No one else is called the Savior. If John the Baptist is said to be the voice crying in the wilderness, that means John the Baptist, no one else is represented as the voice crying in the wilderness. So if they're gonna describe what Esau is or how Esau looks, it has to mean he was the only person that looked over there. Look, they had to specify it. He was the one person who had that appearance among all others. Because you know, pursuant to Genesis 2:7, man was formed out of the dust of the ground. Meaning what? The soil of the earth. So when man was first made, all people, men and women, had pigments. You all with different shades of brown like the earth. What do you got in the soil of the earth? You got copper, you got magnesium, you got zinc, all things found in our bodies. So we was made out of dust and earth. But Esau, when he was born, he didn't look like everybody else. So the Bible has to specify his appearance. Go on. Like if a person has leprosy, it's going to tell you they got leprosy. Obviously that means that person's a leper among other people who want leprosy. That's why leper had to be cast it out. Okay.
Verse 27. Salakia, verse 26.
They was unclean, man.
And after that,
Esau was a clean leper. Meaning all over Esau was white, if you will. He wasn't actually white, he was red. Right?
and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand took hold of Esau's heel, with a symbolic implying just go pull Esau out of his power. Right?
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
Jacob means supplanter. Because the time was going to come when Jacob was going to supplant Esau for his blessing. Right?
And Isaac was 80 years
Esau
old.
is like Joshua meaning wasted away Z, and Jacob and Jacob meaning a supplanter. That's the names in the Hebrew, right?
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew. And the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter.
And Esau was a cunning hunter. The word cunning means skillfully deceiving. So he's not only a hunter, he was a cunning hunter. Skillfully deceiving hunter. What do Esau do when they go out to the woods and hunt? They got the duck call. Do the duck call. Ducks hear that call, they think it's another duck calling the mate. When the duck flies, what they do? They shoot the duck out of the air. Right? They're cunning hunters. They'll put bear piss on their body. So a bear will smell it, come to the area to mark its territory, and then they'll kill a bear. That's a cunning hunter. That's what hunters that are skillful. So Esau was a cunning hunter. So you know, hunting is something that's synonymous with Esau. All people in the world hunt. But who's known for hunting? Esau. That's in their nature. They hunt giraffes. They hunt elephants. That, years ago when Esau came to this country, they wiped out the buffalo to make way for the iron horses, the railroad train. So Esau was always synonymous with hunting. That was always his nature. They got a channel called the Versus Channel. I don't know if it's still on, but it's called the Versus Channel. And they're always out there in the wild. So Esau is a cunning hunter. They hunted lions. As a matter of fact, they got taxidermy. You ever seen these movies? Oh, rich white people go to their home. They got polar bear skin on the floor, tiger skin. They got the head of a deer up on their fireplace because they love to hunt. That's a taxidermy. They'll kill the deer, have the deer beheaded, and they'll stuff its head and they put it on the wood above their fireplace. They love to hunt. Hunting is in their nature. Go ahead. What else?
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
He was a man of the field, meaning what? Esau loved the great outdoors. Remember Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter? You got another guy named Bears Burrows. Esau loves to go camping. They love the great outdoors. That's what they love. They had a show called, I think it was called A Man Among Wolves on Discovery Channel years ago. And there was a man that lived among wolves. He actually lived among wolves and ate raw with them and everything. Because that's how they live. The so-called white man loves to hunt, and they're men of the field. They love the wilderness. They love to go camping. They love to go snorkeling. They love to go hiking. Huh?
Yeah, snorkeling, that's true. Like
They love that stuff.
Down in the islands, man, all the tourists, man, when they come down here, they want to go deep sea snorkeling. That's a big thing down there.
They love to go canoeing.
Oh, canoeing, yeah.
They love that stuff. Mountain climbing. They love that. They're men of the field, the great outdoors. That's what they love. Down there, I believe in Texas, It's actually a place in Texas. Let me see if I can find it. Where they actually get exotic animals from other parts of the world, bring them there, and you can pay to hunt and kill them. If I can find it. Keep reading.
Khan and Jacob.
So we know Esau's complexion was wasted away. We also know Esau loved to hunt. We also know Esau loved the great outdoors. So who else has that pigmentation within red? So you call it red. Who else has that? Who else has that lack of pigmentation and loves to hunt and loves the great outdoors? Who else? No one else matched up with those so-called white men. Go ahead.
And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in
Texas,
tents.
it's called Texas Exotic Hunting. Texas Exotic Hunting. The address is 13527 Duncan Road in San Angelo, Texas, zip code 76904. Texas Exotic Hunting. Go ahead.
Khan and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
So Jacob was a righteous man that wrote the tents. So you know Jacob read the scriptures.
Amen.
He was in tune with the words of the Lord. Here's some examples. Look.
Amen.
See that? Get that on camera. You got that?
Yeah.
All right. Look at that. All Edomites, all so-called white people. Hunting as a nation of people. Hunting is not common among our people, man.
Jake hunts for food, man.
You know? Go ahead. But we don't do that at all. We don't go out hunting. When last time we hunted damn when? You know? In the ancient world, people, before the world became what it was, obviously all people hunted. There was no supermarkets at one point in time. But the nature of hunting was among them. For him to say he was a cunning hunter, that means he hunted game. He was a game hunter. It means he went around hunting as a hobby. That was something that he was inclined to do. He was a cunning hunter. He was a skillful hunter. Whether it was for food or for fun. Go on.
And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Okay.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of the venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
So Isaac loved Esau and Rebekah loved Jacob. Now go to the blessing. No, keep reading.
Khan. And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
So Jacob was making pottage. Did somebody get Romans lesson for chapter on that?
God, and Jacob sought pottage.
So Jacob was making pottage one day. Go ahead.
And Esau came from the field and he was faint.
So Esau came from the field and he was faint, meaning what? He was tired. He was hungry, he wanted something to eat. Go ahead.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage.
So Esau said, feed me with that same red pottage. Feed me. Now some saying, well, pottage can be lentils. And we gotta mean it was meat. People say that. But wait a minute, read that.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6.
No, first, hold down that community.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
So, go ahead.
And Jacob said,
Edom, Adamah, meaning red. That's how he got the name. You want that red pottage. You said red pottage, right?
Yeah, red pottage. Yeah.
Meaning what? It was raw meat. Meat wasn't fully cooked yet. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?
So then he goes and says, Jacob says to him, sell me your birthright. What's the birthright? The birthright is the right of the firstborn to receive the greater blessing. Jacob being the secondborn, Esau being the firstborn, Jacob wasn't going to receive the greater blessing. So he said, okay, I'll give you this pottage if you sell me your birthright. Go ahead.
And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?
So he's saying, look, man, I'm about to die. What is this birthright going to do for me? Go ahead.
Verse 33.
So you know he's exhausted.
And Jacob said, swear to me this day, and he swore to him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way.
So was bread